How much money will you need for a trip to France? Do you want to have a trip to France? Do you want to know how much money do you need for your trip to France? Then, continue reading because that's exactly the topic of this article. It's going to help you to calculate your traveling cost to France and give you an idea of much your travel costs. Why France and why should I read this article? France is one of those European countries in the world that everyone wants to travel someday. It's famous because of its natural and some of historical reasons. It's also the most traveled country in the world. So, I would say if you are a travel savvy then you should definitely visit France one day. It should be way top on your list. But traveling costs some money, but how much? How much money do you need for your trip to France? And how you can calculate your traveling cost to France? Then, stay tuned because you're going to get answer to all those questions. Your trip cost to France is divided into 7 parts. Your traveling cost to France is divided into 7 parts. They are: accommodation, local transport, food, entertainment and fun, water expenses, round-trip ticket. Let's cover them one by one. And at last we will calculate our traveling cost to France per day and total trip cost. Accommodation cost in France. The accommodation cost includes the cost of staying in hotels, hostels and PGS while your trip. An average traveler spends about $44 per day on accommodation during his trip to France. It can vary according to which place you visit and stay in your traveling style. Local transport cost in France. Local transport cost includes the cost of traveling in the France during your trip. It doesn't include your traveling cost to France from your country because it's another separate topic. While an average traveler spends about $32 per day on transports in France. It also includes the cost of traveling between cities. Cost of food in France. Food an important part in our budget while our trip. Because when we are on a trip, we like to taste the food of that country to take a positive memorable experience. An average traveler spends about $14.65 per day on food in France. Food cost can vary depending on how food you are and how much you can spend on food. Cost of entertainment and fun in France. France is one of the most traveled places on earth because of its abundance in places to enjoy. Some people like arts, some like nature, some like ancient monuments. France has something for everyone. Where an average traveler spends about $17.16 per day for their entertainment and fun in France. It can vary depending on how much you can spend because the sky has no limit. Cost of water in France. Water is an essential part of our daily life, and while we are on a trip, it becomes more essential. So, during your trip you need to carry at least a bottle of water with you. To stay hydrated and healthy. An average traveler spends about $1.12 per day on water. You can also drink from public water sources to save some money. It considered safe to drink in France. Miscellaneous expenses. During your trip to France, there would be a lot of unwanted and unexpected little expenses like tips to your waiter. Miscellaneous expenses includes all those little expenses. An average traveler has about $8 per day of miscellaneous expenses during their trip to France. Let's look at our last topic, which is round-trip ticket cost to France. Round-trip ticket cost includes the cost of flight tickets to France from your country, and a return ticket. It depends on many factors like which day you are traveling, number of travelers, how many days are left for your trip, how long is your trip. I can't tell you your round-trip ticket cost, because it changes by time. But I would say go to kayak.com and check your flight trip ticket cost in real time. For example, a person from Delhi, India traveling to Paris, France for a week-long trip